right, it's about 10 o'clock and we will get started here. So thank you everyone for joining us today. This is about embracing technology, and we've got print profits and productivity through technology in the next normal. So what the heck does that mean? I've got a poll started there so you can kind of answer what you think it means to you. And then today we're going to go through 3 different solutions or gateways for these kind of mega growth opportunities that distributors are using to add to their offerings and to their sales. Our goal today is really to help you drive sales. So please use that chat and the Q&A feature down below just to ask questions and get as much out of this as possible. You can ask it just to the panelist, and we can respond just back to you privately if you'd like, or we can respond back to the whole group. So we like to kind of share that, but your name would be private and your questions would be private. We have people standing by to respond, so please take advantage of those. And then we'll have a lot of polls today as well as pro tips that we're going to go through with all of these technologies. So we've put in our muscle on technology today. You will walk out of here with concrete ways to grow. And then at the end, I'm going to hold the panelists an extra 15 minutes to answer more questions live as well. So my name is Stephanie Drago. I've been here in this industry for 9 years, working e-commerce and marketing, all things digital, for over 20 years. I'm really glad to be here with you today. And now that you guys are all kind of going through that poll, so make sure to answer that one. And while you're filling that in, I'm going to get started with our speakers. So Beth Marston, you've been here a sales leader in this industry for 25 years, covering both promo and print. And welcome, Beth. We're glad to see you.
Oh, thanks, Stephanie. I am excited to participate in this session today. It's certainly a hot topic. And even though web to print has been around for a long time, the distributors and customers are anticipating that this remote work environment will continue. So they're reevaluating some of the strategies when it comes to internal workflow and then leveraging different technologies. So looking forward to the dialogue.
Good. Thank you, Beth. And Kate Dougal is with us here today. She's been here for 12 years leading technology and what I kind of call the nitty gritty of every product detail that goes in through these systems. So Kate and her team covers all of that. Welcome, Kate.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kate Dougal, and I am Navitor's Technology Product Manager and Resident Ninjaneer. I have committed my ninja-like skills in process and product engineering to help launch thousands of products for hundreds of distributors. It's so nice to meet you all.
Thanks, Kate. And Megan Mulvihill. Megan's been working technology in this industry for 5 years. She's worked directly with customers on finding creative technology solutions as well as implementation. So welcome, Megan.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I am a technical solutions consultant, which is just a fancy title for I am fluent in IT speak, and I'm a great translator to break it down for everybody.
I think that's very true. Thanks, Megan. All right, folks, so let's look at the poll results then. I definitely had a lot of variety here. It looks like kind of if I just bundle up the, kind of the newer side, it looks like a lot of folks are here kind of looking to their first steps to explore. So you're in the right spot. I think this is really great and you'll get a lot out of today. I'm also seeing some people here, about 10%, that are really kind of super users and looking for ways to expand their current websites. So I think that's going to be a really good thing that you'll hit here as well between Beth, Megan, and Kate. And the one that kind of hit second place then was looking to grow traffic through your site. So we'll bring some ideas on that as well. Okay, so this is really helpful to see kind of where everyone really is. And no matter where you are on this spectrum, that you will walk away today, like I said, with one of three areas at least that you can dig into deeper. So we brought in our big guns who've been living technology day in and day out. And so you can try to stump us with your questions. Just put them down in the chat or the Q&A. And today we'll go through those 3 fundamental gateways for technology. Today, when we get started, really it's your chance to focus on you. So I know I say this every time, but I just think it's really important to try to just turn off your cell phone, shut down email and distractions. I sort of joke, take a cleansing breath, and let's really roll with all of this. So like you guys said in the survey, lots of priorities represented here, but ultimately there are several major factors to why anyone would want to embrace technology. And it really comes down to 95% from web is your increased retention, when you are adding web to print there. So that is just a huge component. Retention, repeat purchasers. That is really important to why anyone wants to embrace technology in whichever technology solution you might be interested in today. So some stats from retention science there. So repeat customer spends 33% more on average than your regular customers. A 10% increase in customer retention yields a 30% rise in the value of the company, as well as increasing retention by 5% increases profits by 25 to 95%. So all that's really just to say is that increasing retention has an outsized effect on the revenue and the profitability of your organization. So yes, technology is exciting and economical. It offers a lot of opportunities, but it is scary. It can be really intimidating and overwhelming. So I'm going to pass this to Beth because she's worked with so many customers in exactly the same position as you are, and they want to take the next step. But what is it? So Beth, I'll pass it over to you.
Oh, thanks, Stephanie. And for establishing that the upside is there. It's sticky. I mean, working with the technology is good. The repeat is great. So how it is scary though. So how do we get at this? What I hear over and over is there's so many options, yet so many opportunities. So of course there's the all important e-commerce front end experience, but that's only part of the story. Pure play e-commerce doesn't automatically connect you with the custom manufacturing and the workflow, which is what we do. And it's inherent to our setup, knowing intimately the nuances of our products. You see all over ads for Squarespace and Wix, which make the website builders of the past pale in comparison. And the sites are gorgeous. They have content, product information, and imagery. So they're inspiring and offer this beautiful browsing customer experience. And then there's Shopify and BigCommerce, where you can build a site with a checkout and cart to start capturing revenue. I remember meeting with a promo distributor who left her 6-figure corporate gig to run her own business. And it was worth it to her to do all the setup for her site because it ensured this future revenue, sticky stream of revenue. And finally, there's customization, which could be personalization and freeform design of the business cards you offer, for instance, or maybe it's the company store with a lockdown branded products. And that's where it gets, more and more confusing, the language and technical complexity. I spoke to a distributor and she told me all about her online store and she walked me through it. And suddenly I realized she was calling it an e-commerce site, but there was no checkout. So yeah, it's confusing and frustrating. And so today we're going to answer 3 ways to define the technology. So like Stephanie said, in that continuum, no matter your experience or where you are in the technology used today, we've got a solution to help, your business priorities. So first, it may be just needing a self-review of your internal sourcing and your ordering process to make sure you're using the distributor interface available to you, meaning looking at ways to eliminate steps, time, precious resources, and I'll speak to that in a moment. It may include organic growth for your current customer e-commerce site, adding new categories of products to increase the sales to current customers. And Kate's going to give us some options there. And or you may be interested, and we heard that in the poll, in customer acquisition and want to add a whole new e-commerce site to gain new revenue. And Megan's going to walk us through that. So it's not an either or scenario because you may use one or all 3 of these simultaneously. So let's do another poll, asking the question, what does ordering more efficiently mean to you? And so as those come in, let's just address where you are using the technology your suppliers make available to you to help you just in the day-to-day transactions. As the answers come in, I just want to share a couple interesting stats. So did you know that 78% of orders are sent via email, despite other technology available? At the same time, 73% of distributors want faster turnaround. So there's an opportunity to close that gap and eliminate the steps in the email/manual process. So Stephanie, any results there? What are we showing?
We do have some results here. So I've got them displayed for everyone. So it definitely looks like 60% of the audience here wants to reduce order processing time. So I think this section will be really good for them. And then looking at more online pricing services to source faster. So I think we've got this first section will be really helpful for folks. And you're going to cover that, Beth. Over to you.
Awesome, thanks. So for those of you that want to streamline that process, our distributor-facing platform allows you to shorten the sales cycle from estimating an order to placing it and then tracking it through to delivery. So you may have fewer support people now, and we're kind of hearing that. So for those of you that have graphic designers, they have the art already, and then they can just place that order online, upload the customer's artwork, and go. Placing the orders there, right, online shores up that time frame, because once that order is placed, it hits our manufacturing floor for production. So I want to share too, here's some stats about how our partners are using the various resources we have available on our navitor.com site. This data is collected from 2020, so this is year to date through October. But you can see the popularity of just using that instant price calculator just to shore up the sourcing time, making phone calls or just checking various sites. So, and then placing the orders and reorders quickly, and not to mention streamlining the payment process. So it's important to note too, the sheer number of downloads from our resource center. So these aren't just catalogs for you to reference, but really all those customer ready catalogs. So the sales flyers specific to verticals and industries and some of these themes that we've used most recently for business recovery. So, that's our site. Now I want to transition to the customer facing technology. So I'm going to hand it to Kate, and she's going to talk about adding that, those products and connecting to us that way.
Thank you, Beth. Hi, everyone. This is Kate Dougal. You may ask what that means. How do I add more revenue to my existing e-commerce site? Some of you may have e-commerce sites already, but you want to grow revenue by expanding your product offering or adding a configurator. Well, we have a solution for you by adding a product builder. But before we go any deeper, let's check in with Stephanie to see how those poll results are coming.
It looks like they're all still coming in right now. A lot of variety. So let me just give it one more second and then we'll display those results. There it goes. It looks like we settled. All right. So it looks like about a third of folks have some sort of e-commerce or don't have an e-commerce site. Sorry. About 25% of folks have a site, but don't check out. So not an e-commerce engine. And then it looks like the rest of the folks, so maybe about 40% there, have some sort of e-commerce site that they're using today.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. So based on your feedback, many of you don't have that e-commerce site yet, so we'll walk you through our e-commerce options in our next section, so stay tuned. You'll hear about our product builder options to support those e-commerce sites. And for those of you who do have e-commerce sites, we'll also talk about our product builders and how they play a role. Nav Inc. is our integrated technology solution. It is a product builder platform that gives you options to integrate your e-commerce site to our configurator through self-service, category, or product level punchouts. And don't worry, I'll show you what all of that means. Nav Inc. will work with and for you, giving you access to new products, product builders tailored to best showcase those products, and national manufacturing support via Navitor. Through our integration model, you have the ability to purchase stock or custom items. Check out this flow on the right. When you order from 99% of e-commerce stores, you're ordering a stock type item. There's no customization on the product itself. You choose colors and size, but it's pulled off a shelf and just sent out. The flow for 99% of those e-commerce store ordering scenarios starts with browsing, and then the products are added to your cart and you check out. And after, you have to ask for logos or customization separately and submit to the manufacturer as a second step. Now look at this expanded flow where we have 3 areas to plug and play into your website through Nav Inc. Our integration options can range from self-service for those of you that want full control over the e-commerce experience, but want access to our products, manufacturing capabilities, and the ability to customize our product builders, all the way to category or product level punch-outs where you can leverage our technical configuration within them. Distributors like yourselves can qualify for the Naving programs with an annualized $10,000 with Navitor. There can be an implementation fee of $500 to $2,000 dependent on the complexity, which may be rebated back if $10,000 is achieved annually. To start, you could do a punch out where our product builder sits right inside your website to create a seamless experience that looks exactly like your site. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. We have 3 options here. You can punch out and browse more product. If you're selling t-shirts and signage on your site today, you could browse more and add business cards, floor decals, health and safety products, or 100 other products to choose from. The experience that the users will see is still your website, just with more products to explore. For product builders, and this is the really cool part, using the same integration before, there is a punch out from your merchandise business card to the product builder, but the user is still on your site. Our builders span multiple scenarios from lockdown branded configurations that preserve your brand identity with fields that guide a user through the customization of a product to products that have an open canvas where users can create free form layouts and upload their own images to customize. Megan will show you this in deeper detail. So for now, I just want you to see the range of modules you can leverage for your site. And the last option, if you've already invested in your own or a third-party e-commerce solution, our backend systems can integrate with your front end to help you hook into a national footprint of manufacturing so your packages can be received the fastest, no matter where your customers are. Through our integration model, you have the ability to purchase stock or custom items. Our flow is detailed here to show the 3 areas you can choose to leverage a product builder to add more revenue to your site. The experience will lead users through browsing to selecting and customizing a product to that checkout that triggers the flow to manufacturing. And our product builders will work with you and for you to preserve your brand identity and guide users through the experience. The benefits of using our integrated technology solution, Naving, include gaining access to our product builders and thousands of merchandise products and their templates. Our product builders are tailored to show each product to its best advantage, and they're available through a full API integration to Navitor that also opens the doors to Navitor's national manufacturing presence. You just complete that one time and all new products are accessible. So here's how it looks. The yellow part is your website, and this is the site you're using today with your navigation, your login, your cart, your logo, your products. And as I said before, you can punch out starting at a category like this. Here, the customer browses your products and Navitor products in tandem, or the customer goes from your products directly into the product builder to customize with their image, names, colors, anything. At the end of the day, everything I've shared will come through your cart, your bank, with your pricing, your contact information. We recognize the value of brand identity, and we support the ability to brand our product builders to match your site and customer specific pricing. We have hundreds of these sites and create these integrations each day. If you're curious, let us know, and we can walk you through our options in more detail. And for those of you that may not have an e-commerce system today, don't worry. We have options for you, and Megan is here today to walk us through our full e-commerce solutions.
Perfect, thanks, Kate. We definitely do have a couple e-commerce options to share with you to give you access to a URL, e-commerce support, product builders, and a cart wrapped in your client's brand to support a variety of goals. Let's give the poll a couple seconds here and we'll see what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah, I think, some of the results from the earlier polls were anticipating, about 40% of you then have e-commerce sites. So I think this is going to be good for the 60% of you who don't already have an e-commerce site. So we'll see if that kind of comes through with what you guys are posting in here to the polls. Let these just settle for a second and then we'll be able to add some more. We did get a question about can apparel be brought in through Navitor's technology there? Beth, did you have a response on that one?
Yeah, sure. We have our own proprietary apparel, and so the product builder that we have for that is available. So through the connection that Kate kind of just reviewed, that was a great question. So we can connect you to that for decoration and fulfillment for sure.
Perfect. All right, so here are the results, Megan, as we get into the e-commerce, the full e-commerce site section. So it looks like about 30% of folks are interested in adding an e-commerce site for their customers. And then if I kind of combine those customers who are looking at more of that branded store, it looks like almost 40% there. And then we have 30% of the audience who is interested in doing all of this. So I think that's really good to see. So let's dig into this one further, Megan.
Perfect. Well, that makes my job a little easier. So let's first start with our full browsing e-commerce option. I'll go get into greater detail here in a second, but just to quickly highlight the benefits of this solution is that it allows for SEO capabilities, targeted marketing, a customizable user interface, and is great for transactional opportunities for our thousands of products. To dive a bit deeper, we refer to it as our browsing site because the target market is new customers that are simply shopping for printed items, whether that be business cards, stamps, posters, signs, or much more. It provides tools for merchandising, promotional, and marketing support to help you bring these products to users in an intuitive and accessible way. This solution allows for easy reorders with order history, and it accepts credit cards to make purchasing a breeze. The best part is that this solution can be branded to create a personalized experience and allows users to access thousands of products, unique product builders, as Kate mentioned, and our national footprint of manufacturing through Navitor. Now we ask, how do users find the site and how in the world do they use it? A site like this drives traffic by targeting customers with specific marketing and promotions, and it makes it easy to order from by providing the flexibility to design what they need and how they need it. Users can shop as guests, or they can log in to create an account. As Kate mentioned earlier, we have the entire suite of product builders that we can plug in to provide the flexibility and allow you to offer exactly what you want. When a user selects the item they're looking for, they can customize it utilizing one of our product builders. Our most popular one for this site is our freeform. We find this works really well for banners and posters, really any item where there's more imagery and less copy. Often what these buyers are looking for. The user can upload their own images and artwork to create custom layouts and choose from a library of colors, fonts, and design templates to fully customize them. Of course, we can also plug in other options from our product builder suite, and Beth just touched on this, such as our promotional item builder. That'll showcase t-shirts, drinkware, and writing instruments. Or we can put in our stock product works, which just is a simple add to cart, and the user doesn't need to customize anything. The category display and nomenclature can be customized to speak to your customer base in a way that they can relate. And we can make it really simple for them to find the items that they want. This solution is a great fit for users looking to revamp or expand their business in the digital space. On to our second e-commerce technology. So this solution is a fantastic one for individuals or companies looking to control brand standards and offer a quick and easy one-stop shop for all things branded. This solution offers multi-level tier approval, access to summary billing, access to our thousands of products, and provides confidence to your customers in maintaining brand standards. This is our full buying e-commerce solution, and the target market is made up of an existing base of customers who are coming to the website for a specific reason. We call these our branded stores, and a clear advantage is that we can simplify the shopping experience for users who have branded products that their customers want to purchase. We still support credit card purchases, but we also offer summary bill invoicing to give you control for managing the transactional nature of this e-commerce ordering. Now, how does the user get to this site? Well, this one isn't quite the same marketing play. So users will access the site by going to a specific URL and entering user credentials. This kind of e-commerce solution recognizes the value of brand identity and provides significant item customization that aligns with your client's brand and customer-specific pricing. And because of that, the user base is targeted. A branded store can act as a one-stop shop for all printed items with flexibility to add or remove items as needed, or we can update them as the brand and customer base changes. As you can see on the right-hand side here, the display is showing one of the product builders that we talked about earlier. This is a more common product builder, because we plug it into the branded stores as it supports the product to have specific layouts, logos, fonts, and titles. The form entry guides the users through customization so they can be confident in what they order and they are aligned to the brand standards. Brands no longer need to be concerned about a lack of consistency because we can lock down the layout, logos, and sizing in the product setup and take the guesswork out of the ordering. Common products include badges, letterheads, business cards, and much more. Again, keep in mind, we're always able to plug in those additional product builders to allow you to expand the offering beyond just the branded products, to include that browsing option for our thousands of freeform products. This strategy allows users to create a mix of branded and freeform products that will allow them to meet the need in one place at one time. And now on to the fun part, a case study. So about 18 months ago, one of our distributor clients engaged us, indicating that their client was looking for a managed print solution. Their product offering was limited at first, as the client wanted to maintain brand standards, utilizing our technology for their business cards. After the initial launch of the full e-commerce site and proven success, the client re-engaged to review and expand the current offering, selecting additional products from the thousands of available items from Navitor. We started checking the boxes on the client's priority list by adding templates and revamping categories. And in less than 2 years, our customers' expected sales are on track to exceed more than $300,000 more than what was initially generated. We know this can be a little overwhelming, and as Beth said, it's definitely a hot topic in today's world, so just know we're here to help. And the discovery sessions are crucial to deciding which options work best for you, but we would look forward to helping you with that.
Excellent, Megan. All right, some really good options there. So thank you, Megan. That was really, really interesting. So I know we've got a few questions kind of lined up here. So we're going to go quick through the member tools, and then we'll get to the Q&A, and we'll bring all of those forward. Keep them coming in the chat. We're seeing a lot there, and then we'll just hold them for a couple of minutes, and then we'll answer all of those shortly. So some of the free member tools as we just wrap up here is all of these technology gateways that we talked through today are available to Navitor members. So if you're not a member, it takes 5 minutes to fill in the application, and then you have access to all the materials and tools and technologies that we've talked about here today. So just want to make sure that you guys are all clear on that, and you can do that on navitor.com. And then here's an example of one of those tools. So this is called the Technology Jump Starter. And this is just a really easy tool to kind of help move through the paths that we talked today that really match your goals. So, are you looking to order more efficiently? That's the one in orange at the top there. And the solution from us is navitor.com. The next one is I want to add more products. I want to add more builders, right? I want to add more categories to my current existing site. So there are some options there through Nav Inc. and then also through manufacturing as well. And then the purple one is the last section that Megan walked us through. And that's the one where you're looking for a full online e-commerce solution. And that's the Nav Inc. e-commerce options that Megan talked us through here today. So really easy kind of pathway to kind of find like where are your goals for this year and where do you align depending on what your current technology situation is. I think in the time that we have for today, I think we can kind of move into the Q&A section. I'm going to keep the panelists for an extra 15 minutes for those questions. So just keep posting them down in the chat and the Q&A function at the bottom. So first here, I'm going to get started with some of the questions that we got originally to make sure that everyone gets a chance to hear those. So do you offer apparel and decorations on your sites? Is that something that we offer through the technologies? So Beth, you want to take that one?
Sure thing. So just to complete that is we have configurators and product builders really set up for promotional products in particular, because there's, like I mentioned, nuances to all of those. So yes, you can connect to those, and we have proprietary items. So yes, on promo.
And then there's also, I'm not sure, Kate, how many categories we officially have on some of those Nav Inc. solutions, but maybe you can round out kind of just to give folks a sense of how many categories are out there. I know you said thousands of products, but maybe you can kind of give a grouping there.
Sure, thousands of products, probably around 50 top categories with a number of subcategories. We really give you the ability to go in and merchandise your products in a way that makes sense for your customer base so that they can relate to how would I intuitively look for this product, and then drill down from a very top category where you enter and all the way down to a single product.
Okay. All right, good. Thank you, Kate. We also had a specific question about downloading products into Demand Bridge. And so do we connect with some of those kinds of softwares? Beth, you want to give that a shot first?
Sure, I'll take a stab at that. I think for those of, just generically too, for all those who have already invested in, we saw some names come up, Equanum is now under Demand Bridge or 451, and you use that storefront. We acknowledge that and know that. And so we can make that connection to you so you can access our products and streamline the workflow. So yes, on the connection there.
Okay. Does anybody else want to add anything to any connections? All right, good deal. All right, so then another question that we got is, some folks might be already using a business card, for example, online ordering process. So if you already have something like that, can you build that into a full e-commerce site? So what are kind of the transitions that folks might make between some of those sides?
Yeah, so I can take that. So definitely, if we're already in the works, or even as Beth said, if you already have a site, we can plug in. So there's plenty of ways to get in there. You're definitely not limited to, you picked a business card and that's all you're going to get. We're happy to expand that offering. I think I saw Wilmer was called out as well. So definitely talk to your rep, but we can add those items. And I know in IT we don't like to use the word easy, but it's pretty easy to add those in there for you.
Okay. All right, good. So let's touch on Wilmer. So that is one of the companies that we support through the Navinc store, or Navinc integration there. So Kate, you want to touch on some of the Wilmer products that are available?
Absolutely. We have a really wide range of products supported from our Wilmer facility, everything from custom laser checks to from a single check to multi-up on a sheet to forms that you can use for a number of different services and different industries, as well as some really great business support accessories. So things that go along with those kind of tax products that you would get for checks and forms. So really wide array. And we do have, as I mentioned earlier, product builders that are tailored to best support those products so that you have the best possible user experience when you're engaging with them. Sometimes you get into, how do I set up a check? That could be pretty complex. So we like to take the guesswork out of it for you and have our product builders guide you or your users through that experience.
Yeah. Thank you, Kate. Anybody else want to add anything about some of the Wilmer side or unique products like that?
Maybe I'll just add that, that case study that Megan called out, right, is, we talked about repeat orders and, more profitable growth here. And I think that's what we found. That oftentimes it is the business card that gets the foot in the door, and then the expansion comes because of the ease of the process. So then it makes it easy to overuse plug and play, but from those 50 categories, everything from, like Kate mentioned, then we can easily add depending on the environment. So what we've seen folks been doing is, before maybe they had more stationary items, and now all of a sudden they have so many locations that need floor decals, right, for social distancing. So they're bringing those in of the moment. And so it shows that flexibility once that connection is established.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. Great. Thank you. Another question that we got here is about pricing services. So we've talked a lot about serving different customers in different ways, but they all might have slightly different pricing from the distributor's side. So what do we do with pricing? How does that work?
I can take that one. Sure.
Go ahead, Beth.
Yeah, so if it's a branded store, we should probably talk about that too. So we establish what products that you would want to offer and get the pricing established for that. So we have a really methodical process about walking it through. So there's there's certainly, we establish the product, the pricing to go with it, your input on that, and then we go through the implementation process, which Kate, maybe you want to add there as you lead that whole group.
Absolutely. So we have the ability to support different pricing models for different customers, and we have a very rigorous process for taking the full scope of your initiative and the implementation, and then wrapping it up into our robust process from the data setup to our site proofs and to our actual programming around the site. And from a pricing perspective, we have these beautiful templates that we built out to capture all of that unique product data and the pricing structure that ties to each product that you want to implement. And then we also have that ability to then match that pricing to whatever you need to display on your e-commerce site so that your customer has the frame of reference for the product price, as well as any ancillary charges that might accompany that product as it's customized.
Okay. Great, good deal, good deal. So ask any follow-up questions in the chat, guys, too, if something didn't quite hit it. So just please do follow up. We'll go deeper then. Okay, a couple more questions that I have here coming from folks is with e-commerce sort of like support, how do you, I'm trying to rephrase here, but how do you add items from, you know, my distributor site, my Ecommerce site that uses your configurator? So I think they're just looking for maybe a little bit more discussion there. Maybe Kate or Megan, you want to address that on how it really connects?
Sure. So we have the ability to work with you and to assess the products that are existing on your site that you would like to connect to our configurator. So our product builders have such great flexibility that we can cover a lot of different products. And we have the ability to, you know, really look at the support for each product builder and say, what would be the best use case? What would be the best user experience for your clients to engage with those? And as we migrate them over, we have migration teams that can assist with, if you wanted to use our product builders to configure your products, we can absolutely hook them in. So it's an integration that we can leverage some really great specialists within our business to help support yours.
Yeah, and maybe, oh, go ahead, Megan, you want to add?
I was going to say, just to add on a little bit there too, like Kate said, we've got a lot of templates and really good groups that will work with you to help you migrate those items over. We also have that expertise in the production side as well. So we know it's not always only about what it looks like, right? But we want to make it efficient and we want to get it to press. And I know earlier it was mentioned, you know, you want that turn time to be faster. Well, this is going to be a big part of that because of how we build those items.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. There's a question. If I have a 451 site for current, or 451, which is, you know, a front-facing customer platform, for current sites, then can we set up items on our existing sites that would flow directly to your system without having to touch the order? So I know you guys have kind of touched on this, but I think everyone's kind of looking for different angles at this question. So you guys want to hit that one?
I'll hit that one, Stephanie, because we are a connected supplier of 451. So what that means for those of you that have that is we are a selection. So Navitor manufacturing is a selection. So all of our products are available. So we set up the product, give you the pricing, and then you select us as the manufacturer. And then it's actually, and it's touch-free, meaning that that connected supplier also closes the loop. So you get all the invoicing and the tracking. So to establish that. But back to the pricing of it, if it's for a branded customer, we certainly, you know, we'd establish that at the beginning.
Okay.
So I hope I answered that. And you can certainly follow up with me too if there's more questions. So hopefully I got that answered.
Yeah. If we go back a slide, we do have Beth's email address on there. So if folks do have follow-up questions, just let us know there. And Beth, that's her direct line. So we will be able to answer those questions that you have. We did get a follow-up question on the pricing side. So if we put something up on the site, how long does the fixed pricing last?
Oh, so if it's a contract, typically, if you put something on the site and you have your sell price, you know, if we have changes, we typically contract those for a year, and we let you know ahead of time. So there's a pretty sound cadence that we say, okay, 2 months prior to the end of that contract, let's review activity and do we add products, or, you know, really do a thorough business review so that we would work together on how you might want to adjust any or make any adjustments for your customer.
And then the next question is there a specific person or team that we reach out to learn more about the specifics of a website integration down the road? So, you know, we are sharing, start with Beth. I think that's a good place to go. Kind of look at this technology jump starter and kind of where do you fall on that line? Because that kind of helps orient the questions too. We also will have a survey at the end of this. So if you fill that out too and put your name on there, we can just reach out to you and let us know, you know, which one you'd be interested in there. So there's a variety of ways that we can follow up with you there too. Anybody else want to add anything about kind of getting started for folks?
You know, I might just add that we see a lot of somewhat of a continuum. So some of the things that we've seen is we can help with a site for a branded customer, and that kind of evolves. And once you have one and there's comfortable, you know, you're comfortable with that, there's some additional there. So, and then what Megan talked about, if it really is, you know, you need SEO and you're looking at lead generation, it's kind of balancing those two strategies. So depending where you are in your business strategy for, you know, 2021, then we can help there. So we'd work through that in a discovery session. Great questions today, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding. These are good.
Awesome dialogue. Thank you, everybody.
So I think, you know, as we kind of wrap this up then, guys, just the last question is where to start. That's always the question we get no matter what topic we're covering, is where to start. So I'm going to go through each of the last 3 sections and make sure that we touch on each of those. So for the first one, Beth, you know, if you want to get started with using nav.com, what is your first step? Where do you get started?
Right. So if you have an account with us, but maybe don't have the access, we can simply just contact us and we'll get you set up. So you can start using that pricing calculator and you can start ordering online. So that's just an account switch. Something to note there is you can be the administrator and you can add your team to it. So they have access to. So that's something that, you know, our competitors don't offer. So just to call out there. So that's the first step. So that's an easy one for sure.
Okay, perfect. All right. And then Kate, how do you add the product builders to your current existing e-commerce platform? What's your first step? Where do you get started?
Absolutely. So if you have an e-commerce site and you want to use one of our product builders, just reach out to us and we'll work with you to scope your e-commerce site and the integration through an API, a full API integration. We have a set of resources that we can work through with you, and then we'll walk you through the steps to establish the integration and then determine what product builder would best service either the products that you have already on your site, or if there are new Navitor products you'd like to add in tandem. And then we can go through a cycle of testing our integrations and connections, as well as those products that have been established within the product builders. And we're here for you to guide you through every step of that way.
Perfect. All right, thank you, Kate. And then the third one. So if you're looking for a full e-commerce solution, Megan, why don't you give us the final advice here on where to start?
Sure. So this one, like we said, we have a couple options. So the best first start is reach out to Beth, and then we'll set up a meeting and we'll talk through what's the target market, who are we looking to sell to, and kind of get into the nitty gritty of that. From there, we've got a decision tree, and we definitely don't expect you to come to us saying, this is exactly what I need, right? We want to partner with you. And so we will meet, we'll talk through it. We'll kind of decide an option of, you know, is it the buying or the browsing? And then we'll kind of go from there.
Perfect. I think you made it sound easy, Megan. I know everyone on the call is probably like, it feels a little scary. It feels a little intimidating. So again, you know, contact Beth. We have our email right there. If you guys have questions, we know this can be scary, but kind of look at this as maybe your New Year's resolution of trying something new and just getting started there. We did have one last question come in, guys, for fulfillment and delivery. How does that work? Beth, you want to take that one?
Sure, I think that would be establishing where that fulfillment is coming from. We have fulfillment options from our warehousing, but we don't necessarily maintain your inventory levels. So I think that needs a little bit deeper dive just to understand what the nuances there of where that delivery and fulfillment is being housed. So we can take that one. So if that person would like to contact me, we can have a little discovery on where that warehousing lives today.
Sounds good. Perfect. Okay. So with that, thank you so much, you guys, for your time today. Thank you to the panelists. Thank you to all the audience members. We really appreciate you and your questions here. Hopefully this was really helpful for you to really jumpstart your technology initiatives in 2021. We know that you're spread thin. So like we've said multiple times, use the tools on nav.com. There are plenty of free tools where you don't have to be a member. And then there's even more tools for members as well. So we also will have a survey that'll pop up at the end when you close this out. Please do fill that out. It is really important to us and how we're creating and crafting these future webinars for folks. The folks who do attend these webinars are seeing revenue growth much higher than that of the folks who aren't coming to good resources like this. So we want to keep these good and keep these valuable for you. So thank you everyone on the panel again for your tips and experience here, making it easier for distributors to sell. And thank you to all the folks on the call today for your time and your engagement. That was a lot of questions. So thank you everyone. Stay safe, stay resilient, and thank you.